Hi friends, how are you? By blessings to God, you are doing well. So this is Dr. A B JENA, faculty member, PG Department of Business Management, Fakir Mohun University, Basa Bihar, Balasore, Odisha. Friends, I am welcome to all of you to your channel, to my channel, Dr. A B JENA Classes. Friends, आज हम डिस्कशन करेंगे 8 vital MCQs from the income tax. So friends, so before discussion, I am wishing all the very best, not only your SSB examination but also your semester examination. So far as that is the bcom and mcom, CA foundation and ICWA कोर्स के लिए. सो फ्रेंड्स, आज का डिस्कशन भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होगा एंड यूजफुल होगा, पर्टिकुलर दोज हु आर गोइंग टू अपीयर द यूजीसी नेट जेआरएफ एग्जामिनेशन इन द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ commerce management and other related subjects. So friends, in the semester examination, definitely you will find that is the true or false, that is answer one or two sentences, or that is the fill in the blanks, so और MCQ. सो दैट्स वाई आज का डिस्कशन बहुत एक्साइटेड एंड इंटरेस्टिंग होगा. एंड फ्रेंड्स, सो आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू फ्रॉम बिगनिंग से टिल एंड, काइंडली आप ज़रूर देखिए और एकेडमी का मजा लीजिए. सो आई एम एश्योरिंग दैट 100%, सो यू विल एंजॉय. सो काइंडली डोंट स्किप द वीडियो. सो फ्रेंड्स, सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग आवर गोल्डन टाइम, विदाउट वेस्टिंग आवर वैल्यूएबल टाइम, आज का डिस्कशन शुरू हो जाए. क्या बात है. सो फ्रेंड्स, लेट्स स्टार्ट विदाउट वेस्टिंग आवर टाइम. सो फ्रेंड्स, सो इट्स दैट इज द पार्ट 8 as per the prescribed syllabus of SSB. So I have already posted that is the part 1, part 2, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's the part 8. And friends, I have already posted 2 separate video in the MCQs with regard to the income tax as per the prescribed syllabus of CBCS, and which is the model syllabus which are followed by the Odisha University. So friends, let's start. The first one MCQ. So income tax act is कौन सा ईयर का इनकम टैक्स ईयर इज व्हाट, वेदर इट्स 1947, बी 1956, सी 1961, डी इट्स 1964. नो डाउट फ्रेंड्स. सो सी इज द राइट ऑप्शन फॉर दिस MCQ. सो फ्रेंड्स, सो हमको पता होना चाहिए व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इनकम टैक्स एंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ टैक्स और टैक्सेस. इनकम टैक्स, व्हाट इज दिस? दैट इज पेमेंट बाय द इंडिविजुअल्स और कॉर्पोरेशन, मतलब द company to the government entity based on their taxable income. What is the meaning of taxes? So mandatory payments collected from individuals and corporation by a government entity for the purpose or to raise the fund for the government activity. So the tax is the main sources of revenue or income to the government. So friends, that is the tax is normally divided in 2 parts, that is the direct tax and indirect taxes. So I have already posted the 2 separate MCQs for respective of the income tax and the indirect tax and GST. Kindly go through the posted video, kindly you will know more and more. So next one हम देखेंगे क्या है. The income tax act 1961 came into force in कौन सा डेट में? 1st April 1961, B it's 1st April 1962, C it's 1st July 1961, D it's D it's 1st July 1962. No doubt friends. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So income tax act 1961 came into force on 1st April 1962. So next one हम देखेंगे an assessee, मतलब द पर्सन हु पेज द टैक्स. एंड assessee as per the income tax act includes कौन है? इंडिविजुअल, बी एट सी एच यू बी, हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली, इट्स कंपनी, डी एट सी ऑल द अबव फ्रेंड्स. सो डी इज द राइट ऑप्शन फॉर दिस MCQ. डी. एन assessee as per the income tax act includes individual as well as HUB and a company as per this MCQ. So next one, income tax act 1961 is applicable or applied to whether A it's the whole of India, B it's the whole of India except union territories, C it's the whole of India except Jammu and Kashmir, D it's the whole of India including some countries outside India. No doubt friends. So A is the right option for this MCQ. Income tax act 1961 is applicable to whole of India. So A is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे इन इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961 कंटेन्स हाउ मेनी शेड्यूल्स, कितना शेड्यूल है इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में, whether A13, B14, C15, D16, no doubt friends. So B is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961 contains 14 schedules. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one MCQ, इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961 contains how many section, कितना सेक्शन है इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में, whether it's 298, B it's 299, C it's 300, D it's 305. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. Income Tax Act 1961 contains 298 sections. So next one हम देखेंगे the basic exemption limit for women assessee below the age of 60 year as for the AY. Friends, ये मतलब क्या है, assessment year 2022-23 is कितना amount, whether rupees 1,50,000, B it's 2 lakhs, 3 it's 2, sorry, B it's 2 lakhs, C it's 2,50,000, D it's 3 lakh. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. The basic exemption limit for a woman assessee below the age of 60 years for the assessment year 2022-23 is कितना है, it's 2,50,000. So next one हम देखेंगे education cess as per the provision of Income Tax Act is levied in the case of where an individual only, B it's HUV only, C it's company assessee only, D it's all assessee. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब education cess as per the provision of Income Tax Act is levied and an individual as well as HUV and company assessee and other assessee. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So kindly vote कीजिए, आगे हम चर्चा करेंगे और what is the meaning of education cess. So next one हम देखेंगे once approved the finance bill it becomes कौन सा एक्ट होगा, इनकम टैक्स एक्ट, B it's the finance act, C it's the tax liability act, C it's the monetary act, no doubt friends. So B is the right option for this MCQ. Once approved the finance bill it becomes क्या है, finance act. B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे the residential status is determined as per the income tax act by taking कौन सा year, whether it's the current year, B it's the economic year, C it's the assessment year, D it's the previous year. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. Friends, for your kind information I have already posted that is the 25 important terms with regard to the tax. Kindly go through the posted videos. So by citing the suitable example I have already discussed about the assessment year, about the financial year, about the previous year. Kindly go through the posted video. So next one हम देखेंगे education and the health cess is paid at कौन सा परसेंट ऑन इनकम टैक्स प्लस सरचार्जेस, whether A 2%, B 3%, C 4%, D it's 5%. No doubt friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ, एजुकेशन एंड हेल्थ सेस इज पेड at 4% on income tax plus surcharge of assessee. So friends, here we will discuss what is the meaning of education cess. So education cess was introduced to finance and provide the standard quality education to poor people. So that's why that is the central government charge the education cess on, that is the income tax and on plus surcharge. So what is health and education cess? Friends, so proposed budget 2018 by the finance minister Arun Jaitley to meet the education and health need of rural and below the poverty line, मतलब BPL family. So that's why it's the objective to charge the health and education cess. So friends, so next one is that is the why or objective charge the Swatch Bharat cess. So here friends, Swatch Bharat cess was introduced in the year 2015 at how much? That is the 0.5% Swatch Bharat Cess was imposed to fund national campaign for clearing the roads, street and infrastructure of India. So this is the objectives to charge the Swatch Bharat Cess. Then Krishi Kalyan Cess, what is this? It's the Cess was aimed at developing the agricultural sector up towards the agricultural economy and was collected at the rate of how much? 0.5%. Then infrastructure Cess, what is this, friend? So infrastructure Cess was announced in union budget in the year 2016. So this Cess was charged on the production of vehicles. So that's why. So these are the objectives and year of that is the charging of educational Cess as well as the health and education Cess, Swachh Bharat Cess, Krishi Kalyan Cess and infrastructure Cess. So next one हम देखेंगे income tax is charged by whom. I have already told you, friends. So no doubt, friends. So C is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब the central government charges the income tax. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे the term income is defined under which sections of Income Tax Act 1961, whether section 2 subsection 21, B section 2 and 22, C it's section 2 23 and D it's section 2 and subsection 24. No doubt, friends. So D is the right option for this MCQ. The term income is defined under the section 2 and subsection 24 of Income Tax Act 1961. So D is the right option for this MCQ. Friends, in which section of Income Tax 1961 exempted incomes is mentioned? Whether section 10, B section 20, C section 25, D it's section 80. No doubt, friends. So A is the right option for this MCQ. आगे हम चर्चा करेंगे. So क्या है सेक्शन 10 क्या है? Definitely in during our discussion you will know. So section 10 of the Income Tax Act 1961 exempted incomes is mentioned. So A is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे who has the power to issue the notification under the Income Tax Act 1961. Whether A central government, B its authorities of tax departments, it's the Central Board of Direct Taxes, मतलब CBDT. Whether D it's GST Council. So friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब CBDT has the power to issue the notifications under the Income Tax Act 1961. So friends, we have to remember that is the CBDT stands for क्या है? C stands for Central, B stands for Board, D stands for Direct, T stands for Taxes, and GST Council. So GST full form of GST is the Goods and Services Tax. So next one हम देखेंगे. So Delhi of other alliances of MPs and MLAs. So MPs, friends, stands for Member of Parliaments, and MLAs it stands for Member of Legislative Assemblies. Are whether A it's partial taxable, B it's fully taxable, C it's exempt from tax, D it's none of above. So friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. So this provision has been given as per the Income Tax 1961. Whatever the Delhi and other alliances are availed by the MPs and MLAs are exempt from the tax. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे which section और कौन सा section of Income Tax 1961 is related to residential status. Whether section 5, B section 6, C it's section 10, D it's section 80. No doubt, friends. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So section C6 of Income Tax Act 1961 is related to residential status, friends. So B is the right option for this MCQ. Next one हम देखेंगे. So I have collected this image from the Google, but it's a very nice and beautiful. As for the Income Tax Act, so typing error is there. Education allowance is exempted up to maximum of कितना children? A it's 2, children, B it's 3 children, C it's 4 children, D it's the 5 children, friends. So A is the right option for this MCQ. As per the Income Tax Act, the education allowance is exempted up to maximum kitna children? 2 children. So A is the right option for this MCQ. As for the provision of Income Tax Act, foreign individual assessee shall be क्या है, whether A it's the non-resident, B it's not ordinary resident, C it's ordinary resident, D it's all the above, friends. So D is the right option for this MCQ. दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ. As per the provision of the Income Tax Act 1961, foreign individual assessee shall be the non-resident as well as the not ordinary resident as well as the ordinary resident. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So as per the provision of the Income Tax Act, non-agricultural income is कौन सा है? Whether A it's the dairy income, B it's the mining, C it's the fishery, D it's the, that is the all the above, friends. So D is the right option for this MCQ. As per provision of Income Tax Act, that is the non-agricultural income is a कौन सा है? Dairy income as well as the mining and fishery. And so D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे the benefits with regard to the newly established industrial. So friends, it's a typing error is there. Industrial undertakings in Cess special economic zone are available to whom? Whether an individual only, B it's a partnership firm only, C it's a company only, D it's all assessee. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ. The benefits with regard to newly established industrial undertakings in Cess मतलब special economic zone are available to whom? To all individual as well as the partnership firm and also to company. So D is the right option for this MCQ. Friends, हाँ आइए हम चर्चा करेंगे व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सेस. सेस स्टैंड्स फॉर फ्रेंड्स व्हाट इज दिस? स्पेशल. ई स्टैंड्स फॉर इकोनॉमिक, जेड स्टैंड्स फॉर जोन. इज जियोग्राफिकल रीजन दैट इज डिजाइन टू एक्सपोर्ट गुड्स and provide the employment. So Cess are exempt from the federal laws regarding the taxes, quotas, FDI friends, it's the foreign direct investment bans, labor laws and other restrictive laws in order to make the goods manufactured in the Cess as a globally competitive price. So it's the objectives of Cess. So next one हम देखेंगे as per the provision of Income Tax Act, the deduction allowed against the gross salary is called क्या है? Whether A it's the indirect tax, B it's the professional tax, C it's the income tax, D it's the educational cess. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, deduction allowed against the gross salary is it's known as what is this? The professional tax. So next one हम देखेंगे which one is treated as the exempted income as per the provision of Income Tax Act. So friends, so it's the A it's a dividend received from the cooperative society, B it's a dividend received from Indian company, C it's a dividend received from foreign company, D it's the agricultural income. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. So before we have already discussed that is the exempted income as per the section 10, it's the agricultural income. So friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे which sections of the Income Tax Act are related to for computation of income from salary, whether section 15 to 17, whether section 15 to 20, whether section 15 to 22, whether section 50 to 25. No doubt friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. फ्रेंड्स दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ. सेक्शन 15 to 17 ऑफ द इनकम टैक्स एक्ट आर रिलेटेड फॉर कंप्यूटेशन ऑफ इनकम फ्रॉम सैलरी. So A is the right option for this MCQ. So here, as per the provision of income tax, income of a minor child included in the income of assessee is exempted up to कितना अमाउंट होगा? whether A it's rupees 5,000, B it's 10,000, C it's 15,000, D it's rupees 1,500 per annum per child. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ. एज पर द प्रोविजन ऑफ द इनकम टैक्स एक्ट, इनकम ऑफ ए माइनर चाइल्ड माइनर चाइल्ड मतलब बिलो द एज ऑफ 18 ईयर्स इंक्लूडेड इन द इनकम ऑफ असेसी इज एग्जाम्प्टेड अप टू कितना है ₹1500 पर annum पर चाइल्ड. सो डी इज द राइट ऑप्शन फॉर दिस MCQ. सो नेक्स्ट वन MCQ क्या है? एज पर द प्रोविजन ऑफ इनकम टैक्स एक्ट ग्रेच्युटी रिसीव्ड बाय ए गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय इज क्या होगा? वेदर ए फुली टैक्सेबल, बी इट्स पार्शियली एग्जाम्प्टेड, सी इट्स that is the fully exempted, D it's up to 50% exempted. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. As for the provision of income tax act, gratuity received by a government employee is what is this? It's the fully exempted. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे very very beautiful and attractive house and assessee is living his or own house. The HR friends, it stands for that is the house rent allowance that the employees, so they are eligible to claim it HRA. But the situation is if an assessee is living his or her own house, the HR is whether it's a fully taxable, B it's 40% taxable, B it's 50% taxable, D it's 60% taxable. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. If an assessee is living his or her own house, the HR is fully taxable. So next one हम देखेंगे सेक्शन 45 ऑफ इनकम टैक्स इज रिलेटेड टू क्या है? whether A it's the revenue gains, B it's the capital gains, C it's the net profit, D it's the retained earnings. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. Section 45 of the income tax is related to capital gains. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे the deduction from the salary is available under which sections of the income tax? Whether section 10, B it's section 12, C it's section 15, D it's section 16. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. So deduction from salary is available under section 16 of the income tax act. So next one हम देखेंगे deemed profits as per the provision of the income tax act, whether they are taxable or exempted. A it's fully taxable, B it's fully exempted, C it's that is the partially exempted, D it's none of these. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. Deemed profits as per the provision of the income tax are fully taxable. A is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे contribution by employers towards the recognized provident fund RPF is exempted up to कितना परसेंट? whether A 10%, B 12%, C 15%, D 18%. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. The contribution of employers towards a recognized provident fund is exempted up to 12%. So next one हम देखेंगे लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन मतलब LTCG. It stands for friends, L stands for long, T stands for term, C stands for capital, G stands for K. Usually taxable कितना परसेंट में? A it's 20%, B it's 25%, C it's 30%, D it's 35%. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन इज यूजुअली टैक्सेबल एट 20%. सो ए इज द राइट ऑप्शन फॉर दिस MCQ. नेक्स्ट वन हम देखेंगे the amount of a transport allowance exemption from the tax in the case of a differently abled employee जी कितना होगा? कितना परसेंट है? और अमाउंट whether A 20% of salary, B 30% of salary, C it's the 2000 per month, C D it's the 3200 per month. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. The amount of transport allowance exemption from the tax in the case of differently abled employees is कितना होगा? ₹3200 per month होगा. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे gift received from the unrelated person are taxable if कौन सा कंडीशन में कितना अमाउंट होगा? A aggregate amount exceeds 40,000, B its aggregate amount exceeds 50,000, C its aggregate amount exceeds rupees 80,000, D its aggregate amount exceeds rupees 1,20,000. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. So here again I am repeating, gift receipts from the unrelated person are taxable if the agreement amount exceeds more than 50,000. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, what is the taxable amount of a perquisite with respect of a small car provided for official or personal purposes, whether a rupees 1,000 per month, B it's 1,800 per month, C it's rupees 2,000 per month, D it's rupees 2,500 per month. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. So rupees 1,800 per month taxable amount of perquisite with respect of a small car which is provided for official or personal purposes. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So regular pension is taxable as per the Income Tax Act to whether only private employees, B it's only government employees, C it's both A and B, मतलब private and government employees, D it's only 50% taxable. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. So regular pension is taxable as per the income tax to both the private employees as well as the government employees. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the Income Tax Act, deduction under Section 80C is available to whom? Whether A individual HUV and that is BOI, then individual only, then individual and HUV, D it's all assesses. So friends, so here C is the right option for this MCQ. As per the Income Tax Act, deduction under Section 80 is available to whom? Individual and HUF. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one MCQ now, what is the taxable amount for all government or private employees as per the Income Tax Act 1961, whether rupees 2,50,000, B it's 3 lakhs, C it's the 4 lakh, D it's 5 lakh. Friends, so D is the right answer for this MCQ. So rupees 5 lakh is the taxable amount for all government or the private employees as per the Income Tax 1961. So D is the right option for this MCQ. Next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of Income Tax Act, deductions for approved donation is allowed under section, very vital, whether section 80 D, B it's section 80G, C it's 80GG, D it's 80GGA. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, deduction for approved donations is allowed under or is available under the section 80G of Income Tax Act. So next one हम देखेंगे, interest on loan with respect to self-occupied house taken before 1st April 1999 shall be allowed up to कितना amount होगा? Whether A rupees 10,000, B it's 20,000, C it's 30,000, D it's 50,000. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. So here, interest on a loan with respect to self-occupied house taken before 1st April 1999 shall be allowed up to कितना होगा? rupees 30,000. So next one हम देखेंगे, rate of tax which is levied on STCG, मतलब friends, so certain capital gains arising out of equity shares of a company of an equity oriented fund is कितना percent? Whether A it's 10%, B it's 15%, C it's 20%, D it's 25%. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ, the rate of tax which is levied on short-term capital gain arising out of equity shares of a company is of an equity oriented fund is 15%. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of Income Tax Act, an individual assessee can show the maximum loss of a self-occupied residential house property of कितना amount? कितना रुपीज होगा, whether A it's rupees 4 lakh, B it's rupees 3 lakh, C it's rupees 2 lakh, D it's rupees 1 lakh. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, an individual assessee can show the maximum loss of a self-occupied residential house property is कितना होगा 2 lakh. So C is the right option for this MCQ. Next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of Income Tax Act, what is the maximum amount of deduction from family pension? A it's rupees 15,000, B it's rupees 20,000, C it's rupees 25,000, D it's rupees 30,000. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ, as per the provision of Income Tax Act, what is the मतलब rupees 50,000 is the maximum amount of deduction from family pension. So next one हम देखेंगे, the annual value of the house property is determined as per the provision of कौन सा सेक्शन, whether section 20 of Income Tax Act, whether B section 21 of the Income Tax Act, C it's section 22 of Income Tax Act, C it's section 23 of the Income Tax Act. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. So मतलब the annual value of house property is determined as per the provision of the section 3 of Income Tax Act. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of Tax Act, the expenditure incurred towards family planning amongst the employee is allowed to whom? A it's a individuals, B it's a partnership firm, C it's a company, D it's any assessee. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. Once again I am repeating, as per the provision of Income Tax Act, the expenditure incurred towards family planning amongst the employees is allowed to a company. So C is the right option for this MCQ. Next one हम देखेंगे, as the provision of the Income Tax Act, income from other sources includes क्या है, A dividend from or dividend received from Indian company, B it's dividend received from foreign company, D it's dividend from units मतलब म्यूचुअल फंड यूनिट्स, D it's that is all of these. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, income from other sources includes क्या है, that is dividend from Indian company as well as dividend from foreign company, C it's and also dividend received from units मतलब the mutual fund units. So next one हम देखेंगे, the tax audit is compulsory for the person who carry the profession if the gross receipts of the previous year मतलब 2020-23 is more than कितना amount, rupees 30 lakhs, B it's rupees 40 lakhs, C it's rupees 50 lakhs, D it's rupees 60 lakhs. So friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. The tax audit is compulsory for the person who carry the profession if the gross receipts of the previous year 2020-23 is more than how much, rupees 50 lakhs. So next one हम देखेंगे, section 45 of the income tax is related to what? A it's capital gain, B it's capital losses, C it's revenue gains, D it's the typing error is there, that is the revenue losses. So friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. Section 45 of the income tax is related to capital gain. A is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, as for the provision of the Income Tax Act, so gift receipts from the relative is whether taxable or non-taxable. A it's partial taxable, B it's taxable, C it's exempted, D it's not for these. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. As for the provision of the Income Tax Act, gift receipts from a relative it's exempted. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of Income Tax Act, that is the indexation shall be allowed in where whether A it's that is the long term capital gain, B it's the certain capital gain, B it's the long term capital gain, C it's the capital expenditure, D it's the all the above. No doubt friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. So as per the provision of Income Tax Act, so indexation shall be allowed in long term capital gain. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one, as per the provision of Income Tax Act, all income which arises to the minor child shall be clubbed in the income of किसका? A it's his father, B it's his or her father, C it's either father or mother at their income, D it's that is his parent whose income before clubbing is greater. So friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, all income which arises to the minor child shall be clubbed in the income of his or her parent whose income before clubbing is greater. So D is the right option for this MCQ. Then exemption under 54 of the income tax is allowed to whom? Whether A it's individual, B it's HUF, C it's individual and HUF, D it's company. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. Exemption under section 54 of the income tax is allowed to individual and HUF. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of the Income Tax Act, interest on saving bank account is exempted or exempt up to कितना amount in case of a person age 50 years. A it's rupees 5,000, B it's rupees 10,000, C it's rupees 15,000, D it's rupees 20,000. So friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, interest on saving bank account is exempted rupees 10,000 in the case of person aged 50 years. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of Income Tax Act, that is the LTCG मतलब long term capital gain is usually taxable at कितना परसेंट में होगा? A it's 20%, B it's 25%, C it's 30%, D it's 40%. No doubt friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, the long term LTCG is usually taxable at the rate of 20%. So A is the right option for this MCQ. The long term capital loss can be carried forward for how many years? A 5 years, B 6 years, A 7 years, D it's 8 subsequent assessment years. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. The long-term capital loss can be carried forward for 8 subsequent assessment years. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, the assets held by an assessee for not more than the specified period are treated as or regarded as a what? Whether A short-term capital assets, B it's the long-term capital assets, C it's the vesting assets, D it's the intangible assets. So friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. The assets held by an assessee for not more than the specified period are regarded as क्या है? Short-term capital assets. So A is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, which one from the following donation is eligible for 100% reduction under section 80G? Friends, so 80G is related to the donation of the Income Tax Act. That is the donation which types of donation is approved by the or as per the provision of the Income Tax Act. Whether A it's approved charitable trust, B it's the Prime Minister Drought Relief Fund, C it's the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, D it's Prime Minister PM. Friends, it stands for Prime Minister National Relief Fund. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. So Prime Minister National Relief Fund or donation is eligible for 100% reduction under section 80G of the Income Tax Act. So next one हम देखेंगे, the aggregate value of monetary gifts received during the previous year is exempted from the tax as per the Income Tax Act if it is क्या है if it A does not exceed more than rupees 30,000, B it does not exceed more than 40,000, C it does not exceed more than rupees 50,000, D it does not exceed more than 1 lakh. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ. The aggregate value of monetary gifts received during the previous year is exempted from the tax as per the Income Tax Act if it does not exceed more than rupees 50,000. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे incomes under the Income Tax Act is to be computed under how many heads, whether no doubt friends. So direct will discuss the no doubt friends. So the 5 heads. So B is the right option. So these are the heads. First one is income from salary, then income from house properties, then third one is it's the profit or gains of business, then income from capital gains, and last one is income from other sources. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 heads. That is the to be computed for income tax purposes. So here friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे for the assessment year 2023-24 an individual has to make the advance payment of tax in how many installment, whether A 3 installment, B 4 installment, C it's 5 installment, D it's 6 installment. Friends, so it's the right option. So 4 installment as for the assessment year or for the assessment year 2023-24 an individual has to make the advance payment of tax in 4 installments. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे what is the maximum amount of deduction with respect to family pension as per the provision of the Income Tax Act. कितना होगा, whether rupees 5,000, B it's rupees 10,000, C it's rupees 15,000, D it's rupees 20,000. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे as per the provision of Income Tax Act what is the rate of TDS. So tax deducted at sources on interest on security other than the government service कितना परसेंट होगा, whether A it's the 10%, B it's the 15%, C it's the 20%, D it's 25%. So friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of the Income Tax Act, the 10% is the rate of TDS on interest on security other than the government security. So it's A is the right option for this MCQ. So friends, what is the meaning of TDS? Then we'll discuss, हम चर्चा करेंगे what is the rate of deduction under is allowed to as per the Income Tax Act from the interest compensation or enhanced compensation. A it's 20%, B it's 30%, C it's that is the 40%, D it's the 50%. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. So 50% deduction is allowed as per the provision of Income Tax Act from the interest on compensation or the enhanced compensation. It's 50%. So next one हम देखेंगे as per the provision of Income Tax Act. So form number, which form number is applicable for TDS in respect of salary, whether A it's 12, B it's the 16, C it's 18, D it's 20. No doubt friends, so form number 16 is applicable for TDS with respect to the salary. Friends, what is the meaning of TDS? So TDS it stands for tax deducted at sources, is a means of collecting the income tax in India. Under the Income Tax Act of 1961, any payment covered under these provisions shall be paid after deducting as prescribed percentage or rate. The government uses the TDS as a tool to collect the tax evasion by taxing the income partially or wholly at the time it is generated rather than at a later date. So friends, it's the meaning of TDS. So friends, I have already, that is in 25, that is the tax form, I have already discussed what is the meaning of tax evasion and tax avoidance. Kindly go through the posted video. So next one हम देखेंगे, deduction under section 80C of the income tax act is available to whom? A, it's an individual, B, it's a, that is the HUF, C, it's both A and B, D, it's all the above. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. मतलब deduction under section 80C of the income tax is available to not only to the individual but also to HUF. So C is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of the Income Tax Act, a return of income once filed can be revised how many times? Whether A, it's only once, B, it's twice, C, it's thrice, D, it's any number of times. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of the Income Tax Act, a return of income once filed can be revised, that is any number of times. So it can be more than one time, more than two times, more than three times. So it depends upon to the CC. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of the Income Tax Act, what is the maximum amount of deduction under section C for the assessment year 2022-23. So A, it's rupees 1,50,000, B, it's rupees 2,50,000, C, it's rupees 3 lakh, D, it's rupees 5 lakh. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of the Income Tax Act, the rupees or maximum rupees 1,50,000 is the maximum amount of deduction under section 80C for the assessment year 2022-23. So next one हम देखेंगे, deduction under section 80D is allowed towards the health insurance premium paid to insure the health of whom? Whether individual himself or herself, B, it's individual himself or herself, or his or her family, C, it's individual him or herself and spouse, D, it's individual himself or herself and his or her family and parent. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. That is deduction under section U, S stands for, friends, so that is under section 80D. U stands for under, S stands for section. Under section is allowed towards the health insurance premium paid to insure the health of individuals himself or herself, his or her family members as well as the parents. So D is the right option for this MCQ. Next one हम देखेंगे, deduction on medical treatment of 60% disabled dependent under section 80DD of income tax is कितना अमाउंट होगा? Whether A rupees 25,000, B it's rupees 50,000, C it's rupees 75,000, D it's rupees 1 lakh. Friends, so C is the right option for this MCQ. The deduction on medical treatment of 60% disabled dependent under section 80DD of the income tax is कितना होगा? रुपीज 75,000. So next one हम देखेंगे, so deduction is allowed under section 80 RRB as per the provision of the Income Tax Act to the extent of कितना? A, it's rupees 25% of royalty or 3 lakhs whichever is less. B, it's 50% of royalty or rupees 3 lakhs whichever is less. C, it's rupees 75,000 of royalty or rupees 3 lakh whichever is less. D, it's 100% of royalty or rupees the 3 lakhs whichever is less. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. The deduction is allowed. Deduction is allowed under section 80 RRB as per the provision of Income Tax Act to the extent of 100% royalty or 3 lakhs whichever is less. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, deduction on interest on loan taken towards the higher education is allowed under which sections of the Income Tax Act? Whether A, it's section 80CC, B, it's section 80E, C, it's section 80JJ, D, it's section 80QQ. Friends, so B is the right option for this MCQ. The deduction on interest on a loan taken towards the higher education is allowed under Section 80E of the Income Tax Act. So B is the right option for this MCQ. So next one is a deduction under Section 80G of the Income Tax Act is allowed towards whether it's we have already friends discussed, so no doubt friends. So donation to certain funds and institutions. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे the deduction towards royalty to authors is allowed under which sections of the Income Tax Act, whether it's the section 80QQ, B it's the section 80QQA, it's that is the section 80QQB, D it's section 80QQC. Friends, so it is that is the section 80QQB. Deduction towards royalty to authors is allowed under section 80QQB of the Income Tax Act. Friends, what is the meaning of आइए हम चर्चा करेंगे. That is royalty, a payment is made, royalty is a payment is made to an individual or company for the ongoing use of their assets, including the copyrighted works, franchises and natural resources. So it's the meaning of royalty. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the provision of the Income Tax Act, what is the minimum age for the super senior citizen, whether A it's 60 years, B it's 70 years, C it's 75 years, D it's 80 years. Friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. As per the provision of the Income Tax Act, that is the maximum age of a super senior citizen is कितना 80 years. So next one हम देखेंगे which sections of Income Tax Act deals with the PAN. PAN मतलब friends is the permanent account number. So whether section 139A, B it's 139B, C it's 139C, D it's 139D. No doubt friends. So A is the right option for this MCQ. It's the sample of a PAN card. So next one, how many digits are in PAN card? Whether A 9, B it's 10, C it's 12, D it's 15. No doubt friends. So B is the right option for this MCQ. Kindly friends here you count कीजिए कितना है. So it's 10. So there are 10 digits in a PAN card. So next one हम देखेंगे, as per the section 139(1) of the Income Tax Act, a resident individual other than a senior citizen must have filed the return of income if A his or her income exceeds more than 1,50,000, B it's his or her income exceeds more than 2,50,000, C it's his or her income exceeds more than 5,50,000, D it's his or her income exceeds the maximum amount which is not charged to income tax. So friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ. एज पर द सेक्शन 139 एंड सबसेक्शन 1 ऑफ द इनकम टैक्स एक्ट, ए रेसिडेंट इंडिविजुअल अदर देन ए सीनियर सिटीजन must have to file the return of income if his or her income exceeds the maximum amount which is not charged the income tax. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one, as per the Income Tax Act, what is the amount of fee for filing a revised return? कितना होगा अमाउंट? whether A it's ₹1,000, B it's ₹2,000, C it's ₹3,000, D it's nil. No amount is necessary or required. Friends, so here D is the right option for this MCQ. As for the Income Tax Act 1961, that is the nil amount or no amount is required or no fee amount is required to file again the revised return. So D is the right option for this MCQ. So next one हम देखेंगे, what is the rate tax rate on winning from lotteries, horse racing and crossword puzzles, whether A it's 15%, B it's 20%, C it's 25%, D it's 30%. No doubt friends, so D is the right option for this MCQ. So 30% is the tax rate on winning from lotteries, horse racing and crossword puzzles as per the Income Tax Act or as per the provisions of Income Tax Act. So last but not the least, the vital MCQs also. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, the tax liability of a person is based on which criteria or which criteria will be taken into consideration. A, its residential status, B, it's the income, C, it's the financial year, D, it's the accounting year. Friends, so A is the right option for this MCQ. So दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ. As per the provision of Income Tax Act, the tax liability of a person is based on a residential status. So friends, so these are all about the 80 vital MCQs on income tax as per the prescribed syllabus of SSB. So friends, so I am hopeful that you have enjoyed a lot. So I am requesting to all of you during the discussion, if any mismatch or gap you will find with regard to any MCQs, kindly you give your valuable comment and suggestion in the comment section. If you like this video lecture, kindly you share it, kindly you forward it. If you have not subscribed my channel, kindly you subscribe it. So once again, I am also requesting to all of you, you give your valuable comment. I am putting your valuable comment. So thanks a lot to all of you.